Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
This entire military is one cohesive, dedicated force. And the threats to our nations, they don't sleep. They're watching our every move. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. They may be watching this right now. Our military should not be mistaken for a cable news gabfest show. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for, who you worship, what you worship, who you love. It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father was. We have been honed into a machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you know what's good for you. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We've seen war. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Join Terry with Tracer Rounds every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern to hear interviews with veteran artists, veteran business owners, and businesses that support veterans. Catch us on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and MB Radio. If you miss a show, you can listen again on Wreaths Across America Radio every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Tune in to see if you are on target. MBR, giving veterans a voice.
The interview of the week is brought to you by Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
And welcome back to the Tracer Rounds podcast. And I'm Terry, your host, and you're on Military Broadcast Radio. And today's special guest is Christopher Israel, and you are with All American Land Bass Shark Fishing.
Land-based shark fishing, yes.
Land-based shark fishing. Sorry, I had it wrong. I was trying to get it right, and I messed it up anyway.
That's all good.
Sorry about that. So we want to talk a little bit, if you don't mind, about your military service. I know you're a veteran, and so if you want to just tell us maybe how many years you were in, and maybe your MOS, or maybe some of the tours you did, or just anything around your military service that you'd like to talk about.
Don't really. I was infantry with the 82nd Airborne Division, and then I went over as a crew chief, or as a door gunner on the Blackhawks, and then reclass as a 6-7 Tango crew chief. Did that for a while. Went overseas a couple different times, did some stuff, and then I actually got injured on a jump pretty bad. And that was they gave me the option to reclass my MOS, but I'd be non-airborne. And you're so brainwashed when you're in that unit. So they just medical boarded me out, and I took the honorable discharge, and here I am today now, just trying to bring back and support our military, active and veterans.
Well, we definitely appreciate that. I understand the mentality. I mean, I was like attached to for a little bit a while the PSYOP unit, and they were airborne. And so, the people that weren't airborne in the unit were chairborne. And so, I understand the mentality or the mindset, that's not really who you wanted to be. That's not what you enlisted for. So taking maybe a lesser than in your mind, maybe position wasn't really what you were about. It doesn't sound like.
I thought about it. I knew I wouldn't be happy because it wasn't my dream. It wasn't my goal. And it'd been less of what I wanted to do. So looking back at it now, I probably should have done it, you know, but when you're young and you're not brainwashed, but you just have this mentality, that's kind of where you sit and that's where you stood, and that's what I stood by. And I just took the honorable discharge at the time.
Yeah. And so how many years did you say you were in?
I just did 7 years.
7 years. That's a long time
Yeah,
though. 7 years is a long go, especially if you're jumping out of planes and whatnot. It takes a toll on your body.
definitely took a toll.
Yeah. I know I've talked to a couple of people that were, airborne, and they talked about how it compressed their spine, so they actually ended up being a little shorter than when they went in the military.
I, I went in the army at 6'5" and I came out at 6'3".
Oh, really? Oh my goodness. Is there anything they can do for that? Have they even looked into that about how it's impacting the spine?
And I'm currently going to MD Anderson, which is it's actually a cancer treatment center, but because I
Mhm.
had a pretty big scare with bone lesions on my hips,
Oh, man.
they came back non-cancerous, thank God, but
Yeah.
they're continuing treating me. So this will be the fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be the fifth surgery I'm having now, actually next month. And they're putting a stimulator in on my spine, but unlike a normal stimulator where they just put the wires down your spine, this they
Yeah.
actually cut inside the bone and implant it into the bone.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
so I'll have that done. And the stimulator I have now, it worked really well, but it just the wires keep slipping and it's not doing what it needs to. So they're going to redo it. So that's pretty much it. Other than fusing your spine, which I don't want to do that because I don't know, you just lose so much mobility and stuff like that.
Yeah. Does your back end up hurting you a lot? I mean, do you have any limitations when it comes to doing the fishing and things? Because you're hauling in big fish, right?
Yeah. Well, here's the great thing about doing these fishing trips is I'll set the hook on these sharks and then I put the veteran on it and they get to reel it in. They get to do all the fun stuff. That way they caught the shark. So at this point
Very
now
good.
it's them doing the work. But no, I do have limitations and I have to know what they are.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm still hard headed. I still think I'm 22 years old. So I'll still push myself and I'll do a really good trip to give these guys the best trip they had. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm hurting pretty good. But to me, it's worth it. That way, these guys had the trip. They had this adventure therapy, got their minds off all this stuff. You're sitting around a campfire, you're talking with other veterans, and you see the uh, mental health plan, the program that I want to run in process and working, and it's great. So
Yeah, and, our president is on, H Train. He said, "Just 7 years is a lot." So it's not just 7 years. That's a lot of years when you're talking about, the things you were doing and all. I mean, 7 years is quite a statement.
I know it just it I mean, yes, it's okay. So it's not a 4-year enlistment, right? But you
Right.
see these guys and they're doing like one of my it's my brother from another mother. He's the command sergeant major of Duvarty for the 82nd Airborne,
Oh,
and
wow.
he's been there since he was a POC.
Oh
And you
my
see these
goodness.
guys, right? So you see these guys. I
Wow.
mean, his last post, he was the CSM for Bragg, and then he just got this assignment, and it's just I don't
Wow.
know. I just feel like I didn't do anything right because these guys have just continuously re-upped and do this and do that. So that's why I say just. Yeah, I mean it's 7 years more than any civilian ever did, right?
Right.
But
Exactly.
I I didn't join for the discount at Home Depot.
Right.
I was one of those kids when you played Army. I
Yeah.
legit had a maroon beret when I was a little kid.
Oh
Like
my goodness.
I knew I was going to be airborne. I knew I was going to do this. It was my dream. It was my destiny. And but yeah, that's why I say just because I really wanted to make it a career. So
Yeah. How old were you when you enlisted? I don't remember if you
sev-
said.
I was 17 years old. I had
17.
Yeah, I was actually
Wow.
I enlisted out in New Jersey.
Yeah.
I worked as I pumped gas at a gas
Oh, wow.
station. Yeah, so you can't pump your own gas in Jersey. You have to have somebody do it for you.
Yes, I
Uh,
know. I had that and I was like, "This is weird. Let me pump my own gas." They're like, "No." And I was like, "Why?"
yeah, it's a state law. It's crazy.
Right.
So there was a recruiting station right down the street, and this guy, his name was Wade Schill, Sergeant Schill, and I said the exact words every recruiter loves. It just makes their ears. So, man, I thought about joining the military. Done. Dude,
Right.
dude took me out to lunch a couple days later and found out I was 17. He's like, "Oh, need your mom and dad to sign?" I'm like, "Oh, they'll sign. They're ready to get rid of me. Trust me." And I think it was about 2 weeks later, I was on a plane flying to Fort Benning, Georgia, to go to
Wow.
basic training down there. Yeah, for infantry school.
That's awesome. And while we were talking before the show, found out that we have a common friend, Kristen
Kristen
Leone,
Leone, yeah,
who is the dog tag diva on our platform. So it's really a small world we were talking about. And you grew up with her.
just she's a great person then. She's an amazing person now. And I was telling you, it's like, you can see people and you're like, oh, that person's going to the military. And when I
Right.
found out she was in the Navy and like this high ranking officer, I was like, oh my God, this is great. Good for you. Like, oh my God.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, she's doing really, really well for herself. And I mean, when we go back and we talk with all our friends from childhoods and you talk about what everybody's doing, it's nice to hear that people, I own this company, I do this, I do that. Me being prior service, when I hear somebody saying, "Oh, I just got promoted to this. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm going to this place for a dedication of a Navy ship, and I was requested to be there." I mean, that speaks volumes of who she is and what she's doing. And
Absolutely.
I mean, I couldn't be prouder to call her a friend, and being that we're both military, call her a sister.
Yeah, absolutely. That's pretty neat. I love that there's that connection that you have with her. So we kind of jumped ahead about your nonprofit. So do you want to tell us how you got to start it? You came home from the military and then what'd you do?
I like it. Just you're trying to find your foothold. You're trying to find what you want to do in your life. And I mean, I was an iron worker. I did high angle rescue. I was a structural firefighter. I went out to Bitterroot, Montana. I did wildland firefighting.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, just all over the place. And I just didn't know what I wanted to do. I ended up getting a job at a refinery. So presently I am an operator at a refinery, but I started doing these trips with other nonprofits, and they were taking you shark fishing from the beach. And I was like, man, this is cool. Because I
Yeah.
did a lot of inshore fishing, but the shark fishing is just different. It's just a whole nother vibe, man. It's so, but these other groups, and I'll give them a plug right now. The Project Zero, if you haven't heard of them, look them up. They're amazing, but they do all sorts of things. They're spread out, right? So they do Jeep trips, they do hunting, they do camping, they do the fishing, they do a lot of stuff, and they just sent people to Mount Kilimanjaro, Africa,
Oh my
right?
goodness.
It's an amazing group. But I kind of looked at them. I looked at Texas Boys Outdoors. I looked at Combat Marine CMO or Combat Marine Organization. All these different nonprofits that do all these things. There's not one that's centered on one thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this is going to be my niche. I'm going to make an organization that is solely land-based shark fishing. That's it. That way I can do full concentration on this. And that's what I did. I just got on a whim. I was at work one day. I put in for the 501c paperwork at work and waited 2 months.
Yeah.
And it came through, and that was it. I got it all built up from there, and it's a lot of work, but it's
Yeah.
it's it's paying off, and I love it.
And so you're down near Galveston. You're not in Galveston, but you're just kind of
Correct.
30 miles away.
Correct. Yeah, we're down in we're headquartered out of Seabrook, Texas. And for those, we're, I don't know, 15, 20 miles south of Houston, right between Houston and Galveston, right on the Gulf of America.
Gulf of America. Do people down there call it now Gulf of America?
Not at all. I just had to say it. I have not been able to say it on a podcast or a radio channel yet. I've been waiting and waiting, and you know what? You just opened the door, and I was like, we're right on the Gulf of America.
I
And it
love
felt
it.
amazing. It sounded great. I mean, I like the way it rolled off, but no, everybody here still calls it, actually, nobody here calls it anything but the Gulf.
The Gulf,
It's
yeah.
just the Gulf. I mean, whatever you want to call it. And people argue all the time on Facebook. Somebody will put Gulf of America, Pleasure Pier, and people, oh, you mean Gulf of Mexico? I'm like, oh God.
Here we go.
Exactly. And I just sit back and laugh. It's like, let me get my popcorn and watch.
Right.
People get so irate over it, and I'm like, it is what it is, man.
Right.
I mean, the whole purpose of that was for money. It is what it is. I don't care. When people get political on things, I just sit there and I look at them and I laugh. I'm like, are you really going to waste your time getting so mad over something?
Right.
It's out of your control. So,
It's out of most of our control. And so there, like you say, there's no point in really getting angry and getting worked up over it because it'll change. Give it 4 years, give it a couple years. It'll change. All the players, all the chess pieces will rotate in and out, and you never know what you're going to get.
Correct. Everything's going to move. Everything's going to rotate. And I don't know. People get so mad over things. And I'm like, man, there's so much with the energy you're wasting. You could do so much good.
Yeah.
And that's why I do this, it's like, I could go off. I could, blah, blah, blah. It's like, let me take people out. Let's take this energy and focus it here.
Yeah.
And it just seems like the better idea.
So how does one start land-based shark fishing? Is there a process you go through to learning how to do that? Is there a certain bait? Is there a certain technique? How do you start in that? Because I know how to fish. You bait the hook, you throw it out there, and then you kind of reel it in a little bit, hope you catch something, and do it again a little bit more and hope something catches the sparkle or whatever on your lure. And then you reel them in once you got them hooked. But what's different about shark fishing?
So you got to get your big gear, right? Your big rods. We fish with nothing but Texas Surfmaster rods. It's a local company here. They help us out. And actually one of the owners, Carlos, he's a Marine Corps veteran as well.
Oh, wow.
So all we'll use is Texas Surfmaster rods. These things are built to last. We'll use Avid reels, and the reels we're using they're big reels. You put about anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 yards of line on them. And what I do is I had a company, True Braid, loved everything we're doing, so they helped us out and giving us line. And like I said, so we'll use all this, and then on the truck we build a big platform, and they call them shark racks. So the shark rack, it's on your truck and it's above your bed, and then to lift up, you put the poles in there, and then we take a drone. So Expeci Drones is one of our sponsors. And what they do is we'll hook up the bait, and usually we use jack, cownose, ray, ballyhoo, stuff like that. And you fly it out, and we'll fly it anywhere from 300 to 800 yards, 900 yards out. And you drop the bait, and you reel it in, get it to stick. And then you just sit and wait. And just like any other kind of fishing, right? Once you get a bite, you let them run with it, and then it's game on. Obviously, reeling in a 7-foot to 10-foot shark is a little bit different than a 26-inch slot red, but it's the same thing. It's a fish.
Yeah.
It just takes a little bit longer.
How often do you catch, or if you take people out on a weekend, how often do you catch a shark?
God, it's hit or miss. It really is. Sometimes you can go a month, 2 months with not catching a thing.
Yeah.
Other times you can go out and you catch 3 or 4 sharks in one day.
Wow.
So what we'll do to kind of break up the monotony of not catching a shark, we also will fish for bull reds and stuff like that. We'll set up regular surf fishing rods and just cast out mullet or crab, because then you're catching a 36 to a 40-inch bull red, which is still fun.
Yeah.
And these guys are not catching a fish, right? So gives them something to do until the sharks catch, and then everybody, all hands on deck for those.
Yeah, I imagine. How many people does it take to hold on to the reel if you're trying to reel in something big like that?
So with the shark rack, it's just one. It's
One.
locked in on the shark rack.
Okay.
And now there's 2 different ways you can do it. Let me stop. So you can use the shark rack, or you can get the full experience. And
Yeah.
that you put on a fighting belt. Kind of if you would think you're on a boat in a fighting chair, it's the same thing, but you're
Okay.
standing up. So there's a giant plate that goes on your lap with a belt that goes around your waist, and you hook in and you put the pole in it, and then the clips onto the pole, onto the reel.
Yeah.
So realistically, it's still just you doing all the work, but now you're doing that whole back and forth like you're on a fighting chair, which that's the full experience, right? But
Yeah.
90, most of the people that come out, disabled veterans, we're all broken. Yeah. That doesn't work too well. So if you're doing that, or you're in the fight rack, or you're on the shark rack, so you got the one person on the reel, and then usually you want at least two people in the water. So what you do is you put the gloves on, you get in the water, and as they're reeling it in, you got your hands on the line and you're pulling it with them, and you get to the leader. Once you get to the leader, you're about 30 feet from the shark. So then you just have them kind of reel it really, really fast. We pull the leader in, and you get the shark, you drag them up to the beach. You grab a picture really quick, you de-hook the shark, and you drag him back out and put him back in the water. So he gets to live to see another day, and hopefully make more sharks for us for the sport. And it's just a great time. And then everybody's cheering and happy, and it's fun.
It sounds like it. It sounds quite an adventure trying to reel in something so big and then being hooked to that platform, that guide or whatever, and trying to reel it in. I mean, I can't imagine fighting something so big. That's why I wondered how many people it took to actually bring one in, because I can't imagine one person can really do that very easily by themselves.
Sometimes we'll swap out people depending on how big the shark is, how far out it is. I mean, if he's 800, 900 yards out, I mean, you're talking that's an hour and a half of fighting a shark.
Wow.
So you can swap out, if you want to, but you get the people who don't. Nope, I could do it. I could do it myself. Okay, if you want, hey man, it's all on you. It's whatever you want. This is your trip, not mine. I'm just here to help you out.
Right. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And so it's a catch and release for all the fish.
Everything. And so if we're catching, let's say we're just killing time, I'll bring regular light tackle as well. And you go out and fish in between the first and second gut and try and catch trout or whatever you want. I mean, if you want to keep a trout and cut it up and cook it on the fire that night and have fresh trout, I mean, by all means, you can do that, and I'll fillet it for you. I'll clean it up and all that stuff. But no, I'd say 95% of the time, everybody it's catch and throw it right back in. Unless we catch a stingray, then we're going to keep it and cut him up and make him bait. He's going to serve a greater purpose.
Right. Well, I think we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back.
Okay.
We're going to play the Race Across America ad, and then we'll be right back with Chris.
All right, sounds
At
great.
Military Broadcast Radio, the goal is to offer a platform for mental health advocacy while connecting the military community through various media platforms. Founded by U.S. Army veteran Joel Hunt, MBR gives a voice to veterans, first responders, and their families through streaming radio, podcasts, video, and outreach events. With its leadership run completely by veterans and hosts of the diverse programming from all branches of service, MBR was created as a response to the silent battles veterans face after service. Military Broadcast Radio is also a Wreaths Across America partner, hosting a $5 back sponsorship group page. For every veteran's wreath sponsored through the Military Broadcast Radio page, MBR receives $5 back to help support their platforms and outreach. Veteran and first responder stories need to be told and shared. And with your support, MBR can continue to bring together veteran nonprofits, mental health organizations, and government agencies to bridge the gap between veterans and vital resources. To find out more and donate, visit wreathsacrossamerica.org/MBR.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard, MBR Talk.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
And you're back on the Trace Arounds podcast, and we do have Chris Israel with us, and he is with All American LBSF. I'll just do it that way, and that way I don't mess it up.
It sounds perfect.
So you said that you got started because you were just kind of figuring out what you wanted to do. Have you always loved fishing? Did you fish on the Jersey coast?
Absolutely. go to Long Beach Island, go fishing there. But it's a totally different scene. It's everything's different there. And when I came down here, it was just a different world. Had to learn a whole new system, a whole new method, everything. And like I said, I went on a few trips and I just fell in love with the sharks. Inshore fishing still going to be a good passion, but this just took over all of it.
So, what's the biggest shark you've brought in?
Me personally, nothing huge. It was only 6 feet.
That's still a big fish.
I don't know. Yeah, no, okay, yes, it is a big fish, but when you see these other guys, land sharkman up in Long Island, he actually just posted last night. He caught an 18-foot great white shark
Oh my
off of
goodness.
Long Island. So when you see that kind of stuff, you're like, yeah, a little baby. It wasn't that big.
Well, but it makes you, doesn't it make you concerned that if they're bringing in a great white off the Jersey shore, that maybe that's a problem? I mean, because how
No,
far
they're
out would he
there.
have been?
They're there. They
Yeah.
probably they had their bait out probably 700, 800 yards,
Yeah.
which I mean, and I like shark fishing because I also call it educational.
Yeah.
So when we're out there, you'll have regular people out there on the beach and they see what we're doing and they wonder and they ask us questions. And I tell them, I'm like, well, there's actually sharks right at your knee deep of water. Uh, they're not necessarily going to mess with you, but they're there.
Yeah.
And then we'll catch one just regular fishing with light tackle. And I'm like, there you go. Here's one right here. And they're like, oh my God, I never knew that. So it's really good education. I mean, we're in their house, right?
Yeah.
When you're playing in the ocean, you're in their house. I mean, it is what it is. And some people, there's a lot of argument over shark fishing, saying that, well, now we're bringing the sharks into the land and then we're releasing them and they're going to stay there. No, they go back out to where they're at. But I mean, it's been shown that sharks come inshore to eat because that's where the bait fish are at. The bait fish hide between the guts, the first, second, third sandbar, because they're protected from the big sharks. That's where they're going to come to eat dinner. So, I mean, it is what it is. But like I said, I like to really make it educational. So when we do catch a shark, obviously everybody sees it. They all want to come over. They all want to see it. They want to take pictures, and we show them and we teach them about it. And that's, it's doing multiple things right now. Now we're also doing education for the public, but we're also making veterans just love this weekend with the adventure therapy that we're putting them through, and their mental health is just getting better. And it just, I don't know, man. It's such a rush. It's so hard to explain.
So how do you qualify to go? What does someone need to do if they want to go on one of your trips? How do they connect with you? What do they need to have? What qualifications do they need?
So 0 qualifications, DD 214 or be active duty. Again, we don't do just veterans. We don't do just combat veterans. I am open for anybody. If you are a veteran or active duty, you're eligible to come on a trip. So what we'll do is we'll make an announcement on our website, and once the announcement's out, we'll put it out, blast it out all over Facebook, this and that, and you just sign up. And basically, it depends on how big the trip is going to be. And I'll do a first come, first serve. Whoever signs up, I give you a phone call. We just talk for 5 minutes, make sure it's a good fit for you. And that's it. I mean, it's so simple. And we'll just say, here's the date, and you come on out, and we'll have the house ready and have a great time. But there's no qualifications. You just have to be military.
Yeah. And so you were saying that you go to different places along the Gulf of America. My first time too.
It's fun, right? It was fun.
It is fun. But so you go different places and then it's the whole weekend. You arrive Friday and then you leave Sunday. Is that the way it works?
Yeah, absolutely. Get there Friday, leave Sunday. Sometimes get there Thursday, fish all day Friday, fish all day Sunday, Friday, Saturday, and then leave Sunday. But I'd say 90% of the trips are going to be anywhere from like Surfside, Texas, all the way up to Bolivar, Texas, which people know that is Crystal Beach around here. So anywhere in between there, it just depends. One, on getting housing and what's available, depending on where we're going to go. And 2, it just depends on the time of the year where the sharks are going to be at, because they do migrate just like any other fish. So we'll look at the tidal reports, we'll look at all that kind of stuff, look at the moon phases, and determine where we want to set up a trip.
Very good. And so what cost is it to veterans, and what do they need to have in order to participate? Do they have to have a fishing license? What do they need?
Right. So yes, everybody has to have a fishing license in Texas. Now, if you just want to come for the weekend, you can get a weekend pass and all that stuff, and the association will cover the cost of your fishing license. I mean, you pay for it, and then we'll give you the money back if you don't have one already. Um, and then, other than that, the cost is you showing up and having a good time. That's what's going to cost you. The association covers everything from food, beverages, housing, bait, tackle, you name it. You just got to show up and have a good time, and that's it.
Wow, that sounds like a great opportunity for somebody that's really needing to connect with the military community because, as you mentioned, when you're around the campfire and you're just talking about things in general, it's nice to have someone that to talk to that understands, can speak your language, so to speak. When it comes to military, they know what you mean, and they've been in some of the same situations, not all of them, but a lot of the same situations, so they can at least understand and appreciate where you're coming from. So that does help.
Absolutely. And even the active duty guys that come out, maybe not so much the active duty guys because they're not in the VA system yet, but when you're sitting at the VA and you're in your little round circle with all these people and you have your therapist, doctor, whatever, who's sitting there, and they're asking you these questions and they want you to open up and they want you to talk and this and that. It's so scripted, right? It just
Yeah.
you don't get what you need out of it when you're sitting around a campfire with 4 or 5 buddies, your brothers and sisters, and one person brings something up, and that's going to spark a memory that something similar happened to you. You're like, yeah, I remember that. Well, how did you deal with it? Oh man, I did this, I did this, I did this. It worked great. Oh man, I really need to try that. I've seen it work. I've seen it happen on these trips, and you're getting the mental health, the therapy, and I'm not going to call it therapy, right? Because we're not doctors, but you're
Right.
getting the therapy that you need. You're getting that relaxing. You're getting that the world is taken away from you right now, and you're here with your brothers and sisters. You're getting the camaraderie back that you miss so much. Because let's face it, when you get out of the military, there's a piece of you that's just gone
Yeah.
because you're never going to have that friendship, that brotherhood, that sisterhood that you ever, unless you're maybe a copper fireman, right?
Right.
But other than that, you're missing it, and that was the one of the best things in the military. So that's what this brings back. And people, I tell everybody, hey man, exchange numbers. You know, this is the thing, man. You ever start to feel down, you feel hard, you feel like the world is coming down on you. Pick up your phone and call somebody that you met on this trip, right? Because that's your new brother, that's your new sister. You just spent a weekend battling sharks doing this, and it's a proven theory, and it works.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's, they talk about motorcycles being wind therapy. And so, they talk
Mhm.
about, you're talking about fishing being a therapy too. And I agree because just being out in nature sometimes is all you need to clear your head and to get your mind right, because there's so much chatter and so much going on at work and other places that you might be that it sometimes it kind of drowns out your thoughts and it doesn't allow you to think clearly, and having that opportunity to really be out in the sun and in the in the environment with other people that you can connect with is the best therapy of all, I think.
I mean, look, even if you don't want to fish, say you just want to come out and hang out. I mean, you sign up. I don't care. You just come out. You can sit on the beach and look, put your toes in the sand, let the breeze hit your face, and just enjoy the weekend. It really is to me. The beach is the greatest therapy there is.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
in my eyes, right? And everybody's gonna have their own thought of it, but to me, just the wind, the sound of the waves,
yeah.
yeah, God, it's therapeutic. It really is.
Yeah, I love the sound of the ocean. I remember I was at Fort Bragg and I just needed like mental health days. So I went to the
Mhm.
coast
Oh
and
yeah.
I sat there on the beach for probably about 2 hours and just listened to the water. And then I went back and I was all ready to go again. I was ready to do what I needed to do. But just that ocean sound and view was just really what put things back into the right perspective for me. So I agree with you.
Uh, oh God, what was it? Not Virginia Beach. Oh God, right there in South Carolina, right on the tip. Anyway, here's the beach right there,
Yeah.
and that was at the extent of our 2-hour recall.
Oh,
And that's exactly we would all go there, right? Because we couldn't do anything else. You can't drink, you can't do this, you can't do anything. All right,
yeah.
you're on call. And yeah, from Bragg, man, that was our spot to go to the beach, and you just sit there and hang out, and it was very relaxing.
Yeah, and I think we all need that. Like you said, we all need a little bit of sun time and a little bit of the ocean breeze. I think it makes a whole world of difference.
Absolutely.
So, how does
Myrtle Beach.
someone support
Myrtle
you?
Beach. I'm sorry, Myrtle Beach.
Oh, Myrtle Beach. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. It's been a minute. So, support. There's a lot of different ways, really. One is just your normal traditional donation, uh, which you can do on the website. We have a donate button, which if you click it, it takes you right to like PayPal, and you just make the donation. That's your traditional way. You also have a storefront where we do have merchandise right now. We just have a couple different shirts available for sale. One of them I'm wearing here. It's the blue one. Then we also have like it's a woodland duck camo because we're in duck season, so that's why I got the duck camo ones. And you get those, and that's again going straight into the organization. And one thing I like to pride ourselves on this organization is all money raised, everything that we have that comes into the organization, 100% of it goes to the veteran or the active duty soldier. There's only 3 of us as board members right now, and then I have 2 people on the on a committee. Then I have some people who help. None of us are taking a paycheck. This is all everything's going directly to the program. It's really good.
Yeah, it sounds like you definitely have a heart for veterans. Being one yourself, you can understand some of the challenges and struggles on the day to day that some veterans face. Others of us, don't have the same um, maybe military history, so maybe we don't have those same challenges, but it's good for those of us who can support those that need it through programs like these. I think that's a really great way to connect and to help others connect with the community again.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like I said, it gives these guys and girls a chance to rebuild and build a new camaraderie with people who have the same interests.
Yeah.
And that's to me, like I said, that's when I got out, that was the hardest thing is just finding your place, right? Finding that friendship, that bond. And that's what I said. There's tons of nonprofits out there. I mean, this isn't anything new that I'm doing. It's just I'm trying to focus it on one thing. And like I said, it all these nonprofits, their main core is to get you back in, and it's all for mental health and get you with that camaraderie with the people who have the similar interests.
Definitely. How many people do you take out typically on one of these fishing trips? How many do you usually allow or that you can accommodate?
Anywhere from 5 to 7. It just it's a lot
Yeah.
when you're setting up all this gear and all that stuff. And so, like I said, 5 to 7 people is really actually a really good number because it's more you're more focused on the individuals when you do 15, 16 people, 20 people. You don't have that individuality, and people get lost in being out there. When you're just 5 to 7, you're in a smaller group, and it just seems to work really, really well.
Yeah, the dynamics I think are better when you have a smaller group because then everybody feels like they can participate. When a group gets too big, somebody can be a ghost and just sit and listen and not really participate because,
Exactly.
they don't have to because there's so many other people already talking.
No,
But
you're exactly right. You're
yeah,
exactly right. 5 to 7, everybody's going to start to talk, especially around the fire pit, man. Fire pit's where it's that's where the magic happens. I like to say. Uh, but yeah, you get 20, 15 people, 16 people. It's yeah, you get lost. And also I've noticed with the bigger groups, it splits up, right?
yeah.
You'll have people hanging out over here, you have people hanging out over here, and you kind of lose what you're aiming for there. So the smaller group, it just works better.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think that the smaller group is better, I think, because people do tend to break out and, kind of go with people that they may have more in common initially with and then not even engage with the others. And that makes it difficult, I think. So I agree
Yeah.
with you. I think we're going to take another quick break and we're going to play Blue Mountain Tribe, Love and Understanding. And we'll be right back with Chris.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
And we're back on Military Broadcast Radio, and I'm Terry, your host on the Tracer Rounds podcast, and I have with me Chris Israel with All American LBSF. Welcome back.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
So, what is the next event coming up? I know you said probably in like maybe January or somewhere, or are sharks actually like fishable in those colder months?
Oh yeah. No, they're always fishable. They're always out there. They're always hungry. Next up, I will be actually taking Combat Marine Outdoors out in December. They requested to do a trip, so that's going to be my next trip. And then, unfortunately, November I'm not going to have anything available. I have to go through some treatment and have a military things going on, going through the hospital. So I have to take November off. But my next trip will be set up for January. And like I said, I do one every single month, and it'll just be posted up on the on our webpage and social media. So you just got to keep an eye out for them and look for them. And like I said, it's first come, first serve.
And they sign up directly on your website.
That's correct. There'll be a link to sign up, and you just fill that out. And it's just that simple. Like I said, it's just a copy of DD-214 showing you have proof of service. Obviously, black out your social security number, any sensitive items and sensitive information, you black it out. And that's all we need. Like I said, I'll give you a call. We'll talk for 5 minutes, make sure it's the right thing for you, and it's game on. You're going to reel in a shark, or you're going to reel in a great time. One of the two. I can't promise you a shark, right? But I can promise you a good time.
Well, hopefully it's both. I'm going to reset my screen real quick because I had trouble coming back. So I may pop off the screen for just a second, but I'll be right back.
All right.
And there we go. I don't
There you are.
And there was a blip. I don't know what happened, and the screen went dark, and I was like, okay, well, this is really weird. I'm flying blind, but we'll work it out.
We can hear you.
Well, that's good. I don't know what happened. Every now and then my computer just says, I'm done here.
I just want to circle back really quick. That song from Blue Mountain Tribe, Love and Understand, that was great.
Yeah, so Blue Mountain Tribe is an Indian Native American blues band, and they are out of California. And the guitarist is the son of the veteran who is the harmonica player and the lead singer, and his name is Robin Harrison. And they're really great. They're coming out with a new album here pretty quick, and so we're really happy to support them. Hopefully, in the next few months, they'll be playing a rock album. So I'm looking forward to that.
I really enjoyed that song. I ran and got a glass of water, but I unplugged my headset so I could still listen to it. I was like, "That's a really good song."
Yeah, they have a lot of really good music. I'm really impressed with them. I tried to get him on the program for quite a while before he agreed. He's like, "Why?" I was like, "Because I really like your music." And he's like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yes, I'm really sure. I love your music." And he goes, "Okay, well, I'll be on the program then."
That's great. That's great.
So you said that you're going to do some events coming up. You got to take some time off, but you're going to do some events coming up. So how many typically do you do in a year? How many weekends do you run? Because I know you said that it's quite costly to do these. And so, the nonprofit pays for the trip and pays for that. But how many would you say you typically do in a year?
At least realistically, we'd like to do one every single month, but it's obviously it's tough with the money wise because the trips are expensive. But if I could do one every month in the long term goal, I'd like to do one every month. This coming year, I'm thinking it's probably going to be anywhere from 6 to 8.
Oh wow!
Trips, which is still a lot.
Yeah.
But it's just once I build a bigger team and get a bigger network, and we're able to, because like I said, we're still all working full-time jobs. So once we're able to get a bigger team and a network and be able to support this a little bit bigger, get some good grants, better donations, then we can move it to one trip a year or one trip a month. and really, really get it out there. And what I'd really like to do long term is link up with some of these other shark fishermen across the country. Um, in Long Island, New York, like I said, these guys just caught almost an 18, 20 foot great white. Link up with these guys. Link up with these guys on the coast in Florida. Say, hey, I have this nonprofit. I want to come out, bring my guys, and fish for a weekend. And again,
Yeah.
it's all expense paid. These guys aren't going to have to pay for anything. But like I said, this is long term, right? Because now I'm talking about having to fly 8, 9 people out with our gear. So
Yeah, that's a lot.
long term goals, long term goals. But without a vision, without a goal, there's no forward progress.
That's true. Every step you make is a step further down the road that you weren't in yesterday. So progress is progress, no matter how incremental, it's still progress. And so you said that anybody can come, so anybody can apply, but they would have to pay their way to Texas, to where you are currently. But you're hoping maybe that changes.
El Paso area. Right now, I think the association, what we'd like to do is be able to pay your fuel here and back. Long-term goal, like I said, I definitely would want, if somebody calls me from Seattle and says, man, we don't shark fish up here and I'd love to see what this is about. I'm a veteran. I need this, in the future, once we have the funding, absolutely. I mean, come on, I'm going to buy your plane ticket. You're going to come down. You're going to have a great time. And then you fly back. But again, this is all in the future. Now, say you're in Seattle and you wanted to come on a trip. At this time right now, we can't get your ticket, but you're more than welcome to come out. The rest of the weekend will be free for you. And if there's any way we'd be able to help you out with it, I mean, I would. But yeah, I mean, it is legitimately open to anybody and everybody who is a military, active duty or veteran.
Yeah, I'd like to come down sometime when you're having an event and then just be
Absolutely.
there to watch and just really, kind of take it all in and kind of see what the experience is like for the veteran that's participating, especially if someone really hasn't fished. Do you find that a lot of them have never fished before, or are all of them
Yes.
fishermen?
That they're doing, and that's what makes it even more fun because you see their excitement, whether they're catching a bull red, a trout, whatever. I mean, they're catching a fish, and it's fun to them.
Yeah.
Obviously, catching a shark is your ultimate goal, but it's fun because now it's kind of like you're just going from step one on how to even reel the reel, how to do this, how to do that, and it's fun teaching them how to hook the bait. Because with shark fishing, you hook the bait totally different than normal hooking a hook. You're not just throwing a hook through something. You have to put it in a strategic way. Then we take a elastic band and you got to wrap it around to hold it in place. And you got to hook it up to the drone. You got to fly the drone out. You got to drop the bait. So there's a lot of things to it. It's not just throwing a hook and something, casting out and calling it a day.
Yeah. So how did you figure out how to use the drone for that? I mean, where did that come from?
Uh, I went to the park down the street from my house. I turned it on, and when I finally got it, I turned it on at the park, and I just flew it around for a little bit. And then I'm like, okay, I know how to fly it. Let me see how to drop bait. And we went out to the beach, my wife and I, one day, and I just hooked up some lighter bait and
Mhm.
practiced flying it out there and dropping bait and just learning how to drone fish because it's totally different. But I mean, it opens up the world of really getting out far because as disabled veterans sitting in a kayak rowing over breakers going out 800 yards and having to row back, it's something I just can't do anymore. So the drone really just opened it up for us to keep on doing this and really get out far without a boat. I mean, the XPC drone will fly out a mile and drop bait. Now you fly out a mile, you have to reel in a mile of line, which nobody wants to do. So
Right.
that's a lot of line.
That's a
So
lot of
yeah. So normally we'll just go, like I said, we'll go out, we'll fly out anywhere from 300 to 850 yards, which 850 yards is still far.
yeah.
But then it's teamwork. If end of the night we're not catching anything and people want to just kind of wrap it up, everybody just kind of takes a turn reeling it in, getting the stuff in. But nighttime fishing is the best fishing. So uh, I generally tell people, man, if you want to go up to the house, you call it. We'll put the fire pit out on the beach, sit around the fire. Whenever you're tired, you can go to sleep. But I'm going to keep the lines out through the night and fish because, I mean, you catch fish, between 1 in the morning and 4 in the morning all the time. That's
Oh,
that's
wow.
the big eating time.
That's the sweet spot for fishing.
Yeah, yeah.
What
Nighttime.
what kind of bait did you say that the shark like?
So they like a stingray. So one of the big
Stingray.
things they like is a southern ray or cow nose ray. We also like to use ballyhoo and jacks. So we'll chop up the jack in half usually, or maybe three pieces, three
Okay.
sections. The ballyhoo, you'll just dorsal hook it and put him out as one piece. And the cow nose rays, they're pretty big, and the southern rays are huge. So
Wow.
we'll cut them up in sections and then put them out there in the water.
How much weight can that drone carry out?
So 7 to 9 pounds
Okay.
is what they tell you for reasons, right?
Mhm.
Everybody pushes the limits. I've pushed limits. This trip we just did, I did this weekend with the Project Zero. Winds were probably, I'd say 30-mile-an-hour winds in our face, which the drone isn't really supposed to fly in those high winds. But I was
Right.
like, well, hell, let's test it out, right? You don't know what you can do until you try it out.
Right.
And it flew. I mean, we got it out there, and we had about a 7-pound piece of bait on there with that wind. It took a while to get there, but we finally got it out. And but yeah, generally we put anywhere from I do 7, 8 pound chunks of bait. The old saying is the bigger bait, the bigger the fish. I don't I don't know if that's 100% true or not, but it seems to work for a lot of people.
Yeah. Have you ever lost a drone out there?
Well, I have, oh God, knock on wood. No, I have not personally lost a drone. I have been out fishing though, and I've seen drones take a nosedive into the water. Yes,
Oh, wow.
I have seen it happen. But what is nice about the drone that I run, the XPC drone, is 100% waterproof. And
Okay.
if it does hit the water, it's got a really cool function, especially if it's upside down. Say a wave hits it and flips it upside down. It's
Yeah.
got a cool function where I can take the toggles and move them in a certain direction, and it'll just adjust two of the propellers to flip it back upside down, right side up, and it'll take off out of the water. So
Wow.
that is it's a little bit more of an expensive drone, but I mean you pay for what you get. And like I said, I mean I flew it in 30-mile-an-hour winds the other day with 7-pound bait, and it got the bait out there for this trip. So uh, but yeah, no, I have seen drones hit the water, and it's a sad day when you watch that happen, especially for that operator on that drone, because 9 times out of 10, it's not even their fault. It's just something happened on the drone.
Yeah. Do they make those drones for that purpose or for flying over the water since it's waterproof? I mean, that's what these drones are designed for?
Yes. So there's a few different brands of drones out there. The two biggest ones are Swell Pro and Expeci. So the Swell Pro is not actually 100% waterproof, like it won't float, but they do make floats for it that you can attach to it. And then
Mm.
their newest model, it'll float up there. But the Expeci came out, and these were guys who all came from Swell Pro and just wanted to design a different drone that would be better. And it's 100% waterproof. It floats. It does as the remote controls waterproof. Everything's waterproof on it, and that's it. Just really it set the bar high. And like I said, I didn't know if it would fly in the high winds, but it did that as well. There's been videos of people picking up 26-inch bar steel chainsaws with the drone just to test out weight, and it
Wow.
picks it up. Yeah. Now, if I'm not going to put that heavy weight on my drone and fly it out in the middle of the ocean just in case, you
Right.
know. But it shows that it will pick up the heavy weight, which, like I said, it's nice. So you can put a big old chunk of whatever out there, 800 yards, and get that big shark that you're hoping to get.
That's awesome. Well, we're almost at our time. Is there anything you want to put out to any veteran or just want to say in general that you want to say before we get off the air?
Yeah, no, just well, one, I want to thank you for having me on. It was a great time, And two, just like I said, if you follow us on Facebook on the All American Land Based Shark Fishing page on Facebook and Instagram, also we have the website. But we'll constantly be making updates on there, and I really look forward to seeing y'all out there. And sign up, come out, have a great time. It's really worth it. And if you've like I said, if you don't want to fish, you just want to come out and watch, you're more than welcome to do that as well.
That sounds amazing. Well, thank you, Chris, for being on the platform. And I want everybody to support All American LBSF and go buy some gear. And I'm going to buy me a shirt tonight. So you'll be seeing an order from me too.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. This is Teresa Round signing off.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.